Okay, we are up and running. So welcome in to Tier 2, Round 5 of ALR Season 19, here at Sardegna B. Not really sure how popular the track is among drivers. It is quite fun to drive. It's very unique, I would say. Definitely going to be interesting. Do we have our titles? We do. He's not actually the title leader anymore. He's now in P2. I think X90G, who's actually qualified well for once. Where is he? There he is, P5. Okay. So X90G putting in a proper qualifying performance this time. New championship leader after Daytona. Harry down in 10th. A little bit surprising in the Ferrari. I imagine he probably didn't hook a lap up and he can probably come through from there. But we've got Scotty on pole in the M6. Not particularly surprising. M6, very good around this track. Surprised we don't have any MR cars in the top three. Got Gilles having another good qualifying, his second one in a row in the GTR. Maybe he's finally getting to grips with the car now. Got Asseldor in third in the Beetle, so another good performance from Asseldor, at least in qualifying. And he is a full-time driver after this, so yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on in the championship, see where he can get up to. Jack in fourth. Better qualifying this week than he did last week. If he can cut out the mistakes, honestly, he could be leading into turn one with the Ferrari versus these three. Actually, no, GTR's pretty good off the line. Maybe P2. Got a solid chance at a podium in the sprint race. Then we've got X9G started higher up than he's probably ever started before in fifth. So it'll be interesting to see what he can do when he's up with the leaders from the start. Higgsy down in sixth, so another good qualifying for Higgsy in the M6. Rukis in seventh. Again, we've seen him have the pace. What we need to see is some clean, consistent races without any mistakes. Be interesting to see if he can do that. He's only in seventh. Normally, I think he qualifies a little bit higher up than that. Evening, Higgsy. And then we've got the AMGs together again. So Prime calling eighth this time ahead of Arfaxad. Then we've got Harry down in 10th. A bit of a surprise. Did miss the last round, but he's only a few points outside of the championship lead, so definitely still in contention. Then we've got Astro, who struggled last week in Daytona with the Audi, compared to his teammate who had ridiculous pace, but feature didn't go too well. But they're down in 11th and 12th. So maybe we saw it had good top speed, so maybe its acceleration is not particularly amazing. It's just the top speed that's good, and that's why they're not doing so well here. Then we've got Marty down in 13th, a bit of a surprise, but I don't think the Mazda gets on particularly well with this track either. Ross down in 14th, might be his worst qualifying of the season. So Ross really not getting on with his GTR this season. It is a very hit-or-miss car. We've seen people be ridiculously dominant with it, and his teammates in P2, so he's really figured something out with it. Then we've got Tin down in 15th, so he'll be hoping to make his way forward after getting the feature win last time out at Daytona. But again, Mazda's going to struggle a little bit here, and then we've got Pyro down in 16th out of the back. So I think it's Whack that we're missing, yeah. So no Whack jumps in this race. So we have no comparison for the McLaren other than Pyro, but I would expect he'll be able to move his way forward a little bit from there. McLaren is not a bad car around here, or it shouldn't be. But let's get this race underway. 4 red lights, 5 red lights, and they're off. Looks like Jack gets a really good start. You can see him closing straight onto the back of Gilles up to third. Boy's going to get pushed to the outside here. Oh, they're going to go forward. Not quite. It's probably a good thing. But Jack's the one that's going to get potentially hung out to dry. Ooh, a little bit, but they managed to get through there cleanly. Some good racing there in the top 4. Jack unfortunately losing out and down into 4th. Scotty's actually holding on to the lead for now, which is impressive in the M6. It's not a great starting car. And he's managed to get across, cover off the inside. Yeah, it goes to the inside, safe. Oh, we've lost Asseldor. No, we haven't lost Asseldor. He's lost a couple of positions, though. Oh, a bit of a mistake there for Scotty. Shields fully through. Jack's going to follow him through as well. Scotty down into 3rd. We've got X9G up into 4th, and he's looking to go past Scotty into P3. Well, going side by side, P1 and P3. Ooh, looks like Jack's going to be able to hold it around the outside. Got a really good exit there. Jack up into the lead. Ooh, Scotty going a little bit sideways in the background. Still coming under pressure from X9G. Ooh, just kind of forces him out there. There wasn't really much of an overlap, so I don't think there was anything wrong with that necessarily. Then we've got Asseldor back up into 4th now, so we've got around X9G after getting forced out, who's coming under pressure from his teammate. Well, they're probably going to work together, or are they going to fight? Looks like they're working together, and then we've got Harry up a few positions already into P7, so that's a good start from Harry. With his title rival actually only just in front of him. Oh, but he was a bit late on the brakes, looking he may have made contact with X9G, but he could potentially get this move done regardless. Ooh, going over the curb. Yeah, it's a bit sketchy with the Ferrari. But he's got the inside for this next corner, managed to hold off ahead of Prime Call, and Higgsy has lost out a few positions in the M6 off the line. He wasn't far ahead of the AMGs, but only one's managed to get past him. Artifact's side actually dropping down a little bit, I think, from where he started. Then we've got Tin up into... Oh, we've had some sort of accident in the background. Let's see what happened here. So Ross has got the outside of Fossey. Is Pyro going to stick his nose in? Yes, he is. Collects Ross a bit there, and then Pyro looks like he's waiting, yeah. And Marty's had some kind of incident as well, but he's now been brought back up into P14. So that's 3 cars hanging off the back of the pack. Oh, and that was XAG going wide in the background. Just checking he was on the sauce, yeah. So just struggling a little bit. Oh, he's struggling again. Is that Rookie's going to come through? Side by side. Rookie's surely going to give his teammate a bit more space than Scotty did. He did, but now coming under pressure from Harry. He was late on the brakes, but he left him space, and he hasn't quite been able to stay alongside. But he can get some nice slipstream off the... Ooh, headwind. It's going to be a powerful slipstream. And choosing to stay... Well, it's kind of going in the middle. Looks like he's going to be able to get this move done on a Rookie, so he's up into P6. Rookie's holding on to P7. Prime Call staying ahead of Higgsy for now. Ooh, and Harry looking for the move there. Bad to back out of it. He definitely looks like he's got the pace, so it must have been just not hitting a good quality lap. Like he got a good exit, but he's not really putting XAG under pressure. And the top 4 have built a bit of a breakaway while this has been going on. Jack actually starting to pull away in the lead. Evening, Jack. You're doing well so far. P1, building a nice little bit of a gap. Tyre wear I don't think is really going to become a factor in this. Tyres wear isn't too high around this track. Soft should easily make it, and even with the Ferrari burning the rear tyres out a little bit faster, it's not going to become too dangerous handling that he can't manage it, although he says he's about to bottle it, so we'll have to keep an eye out for that. Still, is he pulling away? Only a little bit, only a 10th on the last lap, pulling away from Gilles. Scotty matched him, Asseldor matched him, so they were fairly even on the last lap. So everything stayed kind of as it was. And X9G might have just got a good exit from the last corner, because he has started to pull out for a gap from Harry just a little bit. And this looks like where the fighting is going to be, because these guys are super close together. The top 4 kind of spread out a little bit. Going to try and stick with this, see if Harry... Well, he's managed to close up a lot through this first sector. Ooh, and that was Higgsy going onto the gravel a little bit, and that was Tin in the background, also going a little bit wide onto the gravel. Bit of a snap, managed to save it though. Oh, just kind of sitting in formation at the moment. It's not the easiest track to pass on. There are plenty of opportunities, especially in turn 5. You can just dive bomb it to the inside and block the line. As Harry is actually going to get the move done on X9G. So that is big for the championship, overtakes the current title leader. But he's going to come under pressure here. And like I said, with the big headwind, this is going to be a very powerful slipstream. There's also going to be a powerful effect as soon as he pulls out of the slipstream. That headwind's really going to hit him and stop him gaining. He's been forced to the outside. Oh, but he's really late on the brakes. Look, he's actually managed to get all the way around the outside. Great move there from X9G. To get back into P5. And this battling is really costing them time to the top 4 now. That's at least a couple of seconds gap. See how we're looking. Still relatively spread out. Everybody managed to get through there okay. Harry's diving back to the inside of X9G, but X9G should be able to get a good exit yet. Gets back ahead. Looks like maybe Ruki's challenging Harry now. Could do his teammate a favour by getting in between them. Ooh, Harry's super late on the brakes. We saw Jack struggling a little bit with the brakes in Daytona, so maybe that's just the Ferrari not being particularly great on the brakes, and it looks like they're braking super late, but they're just pushing it a bit too far. Either that or it's really good, and they're just braking so much later, and it almost looks like they're causing a crash every time. This group is really starting to stack up now. X8's got a little bit of a gap, but Arukis is right behind Harry still. And he's been given the inside this time. His teammate went around the outside. Looks like Arukis is going to try and go down the inside. Looks like Harry's later on the brakes. Basically saw what X9G did and said, I'll do that. I can do that too. So Harry holds on to P6, goes defensive. Ooh, Prime call super late on the brakes there, way too late. Is he going to give that position back? Feel like he's trying to wait for Arukis to come through and then maybe try and give the position back, so he doesn't have to lose the position to Higgsy as well. Either that or he's just not going to give the position back. Now this might be the place to do it if he's gold. Never mind. Arukis is off, so Primeco is definitely not giving that position back. Then we've got Higgsy. Who was that? Fossey? Astro slowing down. Was it Astro who caused something there? Yeah, had to take avoiding action. He does actually get his stops on the track though, which is quite impressive because it looked like he was sending it from a mile back. If this hit Arukis off, he's waiting to give him back that position. And how are the people at the back doing? They're closing up. Pyro's still a little bit off the back. Ross is starting to close up onto the back of the pack. 20.4 is pretty much what the leaders were doing only a couple of laps ago. Astro's now down into 14th after letting Arukis back through. Marty up into 11th, Fossey up into 10th, Tin up into 9th, so that's good from down really low on the grid. Higgsy back up into 8th, then we've got Prime Call who may be getting reported for that incident on Arukis. Then we've got Harry and XAG still going at it. How are we looking up at the front? Scotty's now taking the fastest lap with a 19.8. 19.9 for Giles. Jack's still doing consistent low 20s. Looks like he lost a little bit of time on the last lap, but he's not coming under pressure yet. So let's stick with this battle. Ooh, Harry going a bit wide there. Maybe he's trying to set up for a great exit. Don't think he's going to be close enough to go for the move. But we saw Jack manage to get an insane exit out onto this uphill. So if he can do the same potentially, and he looks like he was trying it. We're going to force himself to the outside. Can he get the switch back? I think he did this a couple of laps ago on X9G and it worked a treat. And it's worked a treat again. Up into P5 now. The question is, can he hold it down the straight? Look like he got a good exit. Like I said, this strip shooting is going to be really powerful. That could be close enough for X9G to go for a move back. And we saw him go for a ridiculous move around the outside and make it work. Could be on for the same thing again. Although he's not quite as close. Oh, he has bottled it now. Jack just letting us. Harry does hold on to that position. What happened, Jack? What happened? Too wide? Too wide onto the grass? Or did you hit the inside curb? It's super easy to do. Yeah, hits the inside curb, unsettles it, goes off. On the positive side, he's probably not going to get a penalty for that because he slowed down a lot. Yeah, and he looks like he hasn't, but 30 tyres, Scotty's probably going to get this position as well. Still on the podium. But he's still trying to fight it around the outside. He's doing well to fight this on dirty tyres. Does have to give in eventually. He just needs to sort of settle in. Don't over push now that you've dropped back a couple of positions. Third's still a good result. I mean, Jack's competing for this championship, so third position when P1 and P2 are 5th and 6th is still a good result. Got to be achievable goals. You don't need to win every race. You just need to beat the guys that are ahead of you. Tyres are hanging on fine. He can definitely still go back at Gilles and Scotty because he's got the pace. Hasseldo's just starting to lose touch a little bit, and it actually looks like Scotty's picking up pace as the race goes on. Although his front tyres, actually both of their front tyres, they're all pretty similar to be fair. But M6, we have seen it struggle a little bit on the tyre wear, but it's basically the same as the GTR in front. He does have the fastest lap at the moment. That's unlikely to get taken at this point. Tyres getting down to around 50%. Scotty not close enough to go for the move. Just has to sit behind for now. Let's see how this battle is going on. Harry is holding the position fairly comfortably. Set his personal best on the last lap. 2 tenths past the next AG. So if he can break slipstream, or if he can just keep a gap onto the straight, he should be okay. Tyre wear, fairly similar. You would expect it to be fairly similar between the Ferrari and the Lambo. And this top 3 just holding position for now still. Yeah, Jack's super late on the brakes, so maybe it is just the Ferrari super late on the brakes, and it looks like they're missing the braking zone every time, but they're actually not. Because Jack's starting to put Scotty under a bit of pressure, especially through the tighter corners and up that hill. He gets a really good exit up there. But Scotty taking that curb, inside curb like it's nothing, gets a good run. Not really close enough to Gilles to challenge, I don't think, although Gilles trying to break the toe. Not really sure he needs to, because Scotty's not getting particularly close to him into turn 1. See how we do. Okay, so Harry's got a manageable lead. He's not... XIG's probably not going for the move here, but he's not pulling away. Yeah. It must be. It does look like it. Because it always looks like you're sending it from, like, downtown, but you do get it stopped, so it must be good on the brakes. And we've seen the good traction with you moving on lap 1 to hold on to actually take the lead. But yeah, Harry's not been able to pull away. Oh, and shenanigans have happened. Yeah, that's the kind of move you can do. Gilles leaves the inside open, Scotty dives down to the inside, hugs the apex, manages to get through, and now the top 3 are absolutely nose to tail. Gilles sticking to the inside. That might have been a mistake because Jack can do this move around the outside. Not quite. Can he set up a switchback or a cutback? No, he can't. And a little bit of battling, slowing Hasseldo to close in a little bit. He's not in fighting range yet, but he's getting closer. Oh, and look, yeah, you can see the difference now between the tyres. Gilles' front tyre is starting to go a little bit. Scotty, I think, wisely trying to give Gilles the slipstream to keep him ahead of Jack, because I think Jack is the bigger threat if he can get through. We see Jack late on the brakes, gets it stopped, leaves space on the exit, but it doesn't matter, gets the traction, gets power down and back up into P2. He's got a little bit of a gap to Scotty to make back up before he can have a go, and Hasseldo is now back into this fight. Now is Jack going to pull away? We know he's got the better tyres, he's only got a couple of laps to close into Scotty. Ooh, he goes wide. Gilles not being able to take advantage of it. And Jack gets a good exit. Probably won't be coming under pressure into this next corner. There's Gilles' tyre. Hasseldo's tyres are better. Definitely in better condition. Ooh, he's struggling to get it stopped now. Ooh, and a snap on the exit. Going to be coming under a big pressure from Hasseldo. Is he going to go to the inside here? Yes. Gilles leaves into the space. But it looks like he's got the power down and manages to hold on to that third position. So Giles looks like he's still got the slipstream from Jack. Scotty is gone, absolutely gone. What is this lap? 20.7, yeah, 22.1. So that battle at the start of the lap, and maybe not a great end to the lap. Jackie's not going to be able to close that gap, but hopefully he can hold on to second position. Seals trying his best to hold on to this podium. Hasseldock, he's going to dive to the inside. Ooh, sort of faked a little bit of a move. Shields didn't look too fussed by it. Ooh, Hasseldock gets a great exit. Shields got to cover off the inside there. Hugs the apex nicely. As long as it doesn't cost him too much on the exit. Looks okay, but it definitely looks like Hasseldock got the better exit. He's super close now. Shields having to go to the inside to defend. Hasseldock super late on the brakes, but that's too late. Yeah, too late. It was worth a go though. He had a big gap behind him. Shouldn't have any issues holding on to that P4. Even with the dirty tyres, just got to play it safe. Yeah, top three basically done. Let's go on board with Scotty. Been a good race from Scotty. Dropped down to third. Profited from Jack's mistake. Managed to make his way past Shields. It looks like he's going to take this sprint race win. So that is all the points at the moment for Scotty. I think he was on pole. Fastest lap and sprint race win. Jack gets second, Shields in third. Hasseldock does hold on to fourth. X9G's got past Harry, as a couple of other drivers. Prime, Colin, Higgsy both getting him on, well, I think with a few laps to go to the end. Fossey gets the final reverse grid place and final points for the sprint. Astro 11th, Martin 12th, Ross in 13th. So decent recovery. He was kind of on the back of the pack from Ross. Rookie staying in 14th, Pyro 15th, and Arvax had having a bit of a mare these last couple of weeks. Because we've seen him compete up at the front, but down in 16th in the sprint race, a bit of a surprise. Not sure what happened to Harry there in the last couple of laps, but he's going to regret that a little bit because of the points, but he is going to get the better reverse grid position. So he may be able to profit from it in the feature race. And we do potentially... Yeah, no Ross reverse grid pole. It would have been impressive if he got back to the top 10 from that spin. So, tyre strategies, what have we got? There are really only a couple of options, I think. You've got hard, medium hard, obviously the inverse of that, or you can do a two-stop if you really want to push it. I think you need to be in the top 5 to be going for the two-stop, and I think Prime Cole, starting on the mediums, could be going for that, or maybe just wants to be aggressive off the start and go after the guys in front. But everyone in front on the hard tyres, Prime Cole on the mediums, everybody else. No, we got Marty on the mediums, and we did see him go for a two-stop in Interlagos, so he could be doing the same again. And Afax are going mediums as well. I'm like 99% sure it's impossible to do medium soft, from what I remember. It's just never going to happen. So they must be going two-stop or medium hard. So it'll be interesting to see how that works, especially if Arfax had sign at the back. It's an interesting choice. If I was going to do that, I'd maybe consider going softs first and just try to make as much progress as possible in like 6 laps and then pit into free air. Because they're going to be stuck in traffic over a lot of this first stint on the medium tyres. That's assuming he's going for the two-stop. If he's going for the one-stop, then it's still an interesting choice to go mediums first, starting from the back. Let's see what these guys can do. Harry definitely seemed like the fastest of the guys that are at the front in the feature at the moment. But they're all starting on the hards. Everybody holding position. Let's go to Bombo with Prime Cole because he is on the mediums. He's the one we expect to be making progress. It looks like he's coming under pressure from X9G on the hards at the moment. Yeah, but you can see he's definitely got more confidence on the brakes in the AMG on the medium tyres. Just got that more grip. Tyres starting to fire up now. Does take a couple of corners even with the mediums. Oh, XIG off in the background. Down into 7th. Oh, and Arukis is around. Oh, this has been oh dear. What the hell's happened there? let's just watch the aftermath of this. So, Marty does get up to 7th, X9G is down into 8th. There was something else going on behind. Right, so let's go on board with Arukis. Does he just go too wide? Does he get collected? Oh, he just loses it on his own. And then what happens here? Well, okay, so something happens with this Gilles who gets forced out wide, maybe? Go on board with the chase cam, get a full view. So X9G we know is going to go wide. Anybody follow him? Jack goes a little bit wide, has to come around and then... Ooh, yeah, X9G sort of... Did he hit the curb on the inside, maybe? It's going to be our final look at this to try and figure out what happened. Did X9G hit the curb on the inside, or did he just wash wide with the dirty tyres? Hits the curb and gets a little bit of a twitch, and just can't leave space for all 3 of the cars on the outside. 100% Ross's fault. Profited massively. Was he looking at him funny? He might have been looking at him funny. I think that's the most he could have done. But X9G's come out of that okay. I'm not really 100% sure he's to blame, essentially. It's kind of a racing incident. Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. Up into 7th from... Where was he? 13th? He's 13th on the grid, I think. So up to 7th, 6 places, and he's on the mediums. So if he's going for the 2-stop, that is very, very helpful. And I think it is Arukis who's really off the back of the pack now. Because Gilles, although he did lose a lot of time, he still kept it going in the right direction. But the top 3 from the sprint race have all lost positions in that. Oh, it's Astro? Oh no, Astro and Arukis are together. So did Astro have a separate incident? What happened to Astro? He spun... He must have got collected in this somehow. Ah, he's off track as well. Ah, okay. And then was there some contact here? Oh, it was Arfax had. Oh, carnage on the first lap. But he managed to spin it around pretty nicely and get back going in the right direction. Go further than that. There we go, back up to where we should be. So, checking out the front, how's things going? Fossey still leading, Tin in 2nd, Harry not made any progress from 3rd, Higgsy in 4th, Primecall not made any progress on the mediums yet. He's really got to be forcing his way through. Regardless of what strategy he's going for, he's got to be making progress. Who is Harry? Looked quite close to Tin. No, not really. Not really close enough to go for the move. Neither is Primecall. Asseldor holding 6th ahead of Marty, who is challenging on his medium size. You would expect him to. And then we really just got the last 2, Astro and Arukis, off the back of the pack. Everybody else still kind of in a line, pretty much. Some small gaps starting to appear. Doesn't look like anybody's starting a massive split yet. Now, Arukis look like he got a decent exit. Is it going to be enough for him to get this move done? No, but it looks like Marty is possibly going to be able to get this move done on the mediums. Up into 6th at the moment. Can he finish the move off? Yeah. Gets around, gets to the apex. Nicely done there from Marty. So up into P6. Now he needs to close the gap onto Primecall. And these guys could be potentially on the same strategy. So he needs... This is going to be for effective position, really, come the end of the race. Because they could potentially be on the same strategy. Ooh, like Tin maybe trying to set up a move. He looked like he was coming under. Oh, Fossey! That's another one gone. Hard tyres over that little crest. It's so hard to catch it as well. Especially in something like the Audi, an MR car. If you get the rear end going over the crest, sometimes you've just got no grip whatsoever to try and save it. Primecall's maybe managed to get this move done on Higgsy. Ooh, Higgsy's flying back. Oh, and Higgsy's making a bit of a mess of that. Doesn't look like he's waiting. It took a lot of time to go waiting for that. That looks a little bit too late from Higgsy on that one. But it would cost him a lot of time. It is better for him to keep going, but that is almost certainly 100% on him. Just a bit too late into there. Didn't leave Prime Call any room on the exit. And that is allowed Marty up into P3. So this has worked out amazingly for Marty. He's made 10 positions in 3 laps just because of all the carnage. I think he's made 1 overtaking move on Hasseldor. So Tin promoted into the lead. Harry's sticking with him. Not really putting him under pressure, but he's sticking right with him. Ooh, Tin going a little bit wide. Harry is not going to dive to the inside here. Takes a tighter line, but he's not really going for the move. So I'm expecting Marty to be able to close this gap in probably 1 or 2 laps. Medium size is still fresh for now. If he's going for the 2-stop, he's probably going to be doing 12, 12 and 6. So 2 12-lap stints on the mediums and 1 6-lap stint on the softs. If he's going for a 1-stop, I think they'll be going to 14, 15 at least. They sort of split it evenly between the mediums and the hards. Doesn't like anybody at the front is going for the move. How have we got any battles coming on behind him? Ross is up in 7th, pretty comfortably ahead of his teammate. Prime Call down into 9th after that incident with Higgsy. Marty just take the fastest lap just then, so he is going to be closing that gap. Jack up into 10th, Scotty up into 11th, and Pyro and Fossey going side by side. Pyro going to get this move done. Looks like he did. Not sure if he was holding onto that position or taking it, but he's managed to get himself up into 12th. Just needs a clean race. We've seen the carnage that's happened already. Rukis. Has Afax had another incident? He must have. 31 on the last lap. He was pushing. He had the fastest lap before. Ooh, and he's lagging a little bit. Hopefully that was just like one moment of it, because that could cause even more carnage, and we do not need that. We've got enough carnage happening as it is. So, top 3 as you were, but Marty is really closing that gap in quickly. Coming up to 5 laps, tyres are looking in good condition for Marty. Obviously better condition for the guys on the hards, but still. Plenty of tyre life left to go. So he could just do a super long medium stint in this first one. Doesn't have to be going for the 2-stop. And Taylor's having to go defensive from Harry. So going to fully cover off the inside. Yeah, not giving it any chance to go to the inside. Harry, but we've seen people get this move done around the outside. Oh, just about keeps it on the track. Good move there from Harry, doing well, applying what he learned from the sprint to get himself into P1. Is Tin going to let his teammate through, perhaps, if they know that they're on different strategies? Possibly. Although he's not backing out of it, so he's still trying to fight. No, there he is. There he backs out of it. So a little bit of teammate coordination. Let Marty through while he's on the mediums to go after Harry. Then we've got Higgsy holding on to this group in 4th, then Asador X9G up into 6th, and he's still with the lead pack. So even after that massive incident, it didn't hamper him too much. But he was involved in it, but he's in 6th at the moment. And this is where the gap's starting to build up between X9G and Ross. And given that Ross qualified 14th, that's maybe not a surprise. Currently on the hard tyres. They're really starting to wear those hard tyres on GTR. And they're potentially going to come under pressure from Prime Call, who's trying to recover on his mediums. Then there's another gap back to Jack, which is a little bit surprising. Maybe struggling on the hards, or maybe he's just not been able to get any clean laps in for battling people. 22s, he's pretty consistent in the mid-22s though, same as Scotty, same as Pyro. They're all pretty similar. Then we've got this 3-way battle going on at the back. Rukis on the, not Rukis, Afax had on the mediums. Ooh, he's going for a late one on a Rukis. Doesn't look like there was contact, but Rukis just dips a wheel into the gravel. Manages to hold on to that position, and we've got Marty up into the lead, into turn 1. Did Harry make a mistake? Or is he... letting him through, perhaps? Maybe he just paused and it shifted into 6th gear, because his hazards did come on. So you either let him through, because I don't think shifting to 6th gear is the way to go in the Ferrari when you're going up that hill. He just don't have the power in 6th gear to pull up there. But either way, that's costing the position to Marty, which I mean, if he knows he's on mediums, he's really not going to be bothered about. Just trying to stick with him as best he can. And he's building a little bit of a gap to Tin behind. Although part of that is as Tin drifts over that crest. Super sketchy doing that. But manages to hold it. But yeah, if Harry can just keep pulling away from the guys behind, he's not going to be too bothered about Marty being in front on the mediums. Because sort that out in the second stint if he needs to. Tin holding on to P3. Higgsy and P4, so P5. There's somebody change. Shields, Ross has lost a couple of positions, so maybe making a mistake on this lap. Yeah, it looks like he's made a small mistake, maybe at the bottom of the hill potentially. Super easy, if you hit too much of that gravel on the outside, you can lose a ton of time. So let's go back up to this battle, because this looks like where the battle is going to be happening. Higgsy trying to go for the move on Tin, but Tin covering off the inside again. Brakes late enough to hold it this time. The BMW would struggle a little to do that outside move, just to quite have the rotation like the Ferrari and the Lambo does. But it's these kind of corners where it should be very good. So your high speed, medium speed corners. Is he going to dive to the inside? No. Nobody diving to the inside there. So Tin is still holding this position. It doesn't really look like he's losing time to Harry though. Basically the same identical laps. Marty is starting to pull away though. Coming up to half one, so yeah, it could be. He could either, both strategies are still open. 2 stop or the 1 stop doing the mediums first. Both could work. He's going to have to do a lot of defending in the second stint though, but I mean coming up from 13th and he's now leading is an amazing result anyway. Let's see, is anyone close enough in the slipstream? Higgsy's close. Yeah, Higgs is close. Still got the headwind. Definitely closing in. Tin's surely going to go defensive again. No? Yes? A little bit. A little bit defensive. Just kind of made Higgsy think about going to the inside there. Decided better of it. They hold P3, P14 going super wide there. And gained 30 times for this corner. Maybe that's what costing him time here. Because Higgsy's getting down to the apex and getting almost alongside in that corner last couple of laps. Taking the inside line. Higgsy, see, honestly, it costs more time than you think going around the outside like that. You don't get that good of an exit. And everyone seems like they're holding pretty steady. Marty 22.3 on the last lap, so he's basically down to the pace of the guys on hards now. Ooh, Higgsy maybe going to be able to get this move done. Look like Tin got a bit of a snap out of that double AX corner, and he's gone wide. He's kept it on the curb, but he's going to have to go slow through it. It's going to cost him on the exit, and that might allow Hasseldor enough of a run to get through. Yeah, it looks like it will. He's definitely going to pull alongside. We saw in Daytona, the Beetle just doesn't have the top speed. So can the Mazda just pull back alongside and maybe ahead? He is now back ahead, but he's on the outside. Hasseldor deep enough on the brakes to hold that position. So Hasseldor up into P4. Ooh, and Higgsy's got a penalty. Only a half second. It's not too bad of a penalty zone. It's not good because it's right at the start of the straight, but you carry a decent amount of speed onto it. So it's not like you're starting from really low speed acceleration. This is great news for Harry because he's starting to build a bit of a gap that he wasn't doing before, and he's sticking with Marty pretty much. Might just pulled away a little bit on that last lap. Tin again going a little bit wide. Ooh, and Giles and X19G still on the back of this, but Giles and Primecall have both closed up to this group. And they've both dropped Ross considerably, so Ross really not getting on with this combination of GTR and Sardegna. Oh, Primecall going for a move into the last corner. Oh, did he make contact with Tin? Maybe a little bit, but luckily nothing really happened. Oh, well, very close. But Primecall is good recovery from Primecall. Been consistently in the 21s. 23 on that last lap when he got to the back of everyone because they were battling. Ooh, next G's trying the outside move. Dips a couple of wheels into the gravel, but he's got it, but he gives him a really awkward line. There was a little bit of contact there, forcing Hasseldor wide. XIGs might be able to profit from that and keep this position. Yeah, managed to keep the position. I think Hasseldor was just trying to tuck back in there, but didn't realise Tin had managed to get to the inside a little bit. Ooh, going side by side through there. That is risky. They both make it through behind. So Tin does hold on to the position though. Ooh, Haruki's out wide. Luckily he doesn't collect the wall. Super easy to do once you go two wheels onto the grass there. It just pulls you wide, even on medium tyres. Gets a good exit out of the bomb corner up the hill. Looked like he was trying to set up a cut back to the inside but can't make it. Shields right on the back. Does he lose out a bit on the exit? So we're getting close to the time when people are going to start pitting if they're on a two-stop. We're looking at Primecall and Marty potentially. They're the two that I think could be doing it. Arfaxad could be doing it from the back, but I mean, he might as well now. There's not really anything to lose compared to doing the one-stop. But actually, Primecall's coming under pressure from Shields behind. Shields to the inside. We've seen this outside work though. I wonder if it's just driver on the inside playing it a little bit safe because they know they absolutely need to hit the apex. Because if you go wide there, you can it's so easy to punt someone off on the exit, even if you just miss the apex a little bit. These four, how's the gap looking? So, Higgsy still losing time? No, they're doing fairly similar lap times, Harry and Higgsy. Then X9G's managed to get up into fourth, which is a great recovery considering lap one. He is currently losing out to his number one championship rival just because he's the closest in Harry, who's currently P2. Let's go on board with Marty. Okay, his tyres are really starting to wear out now. Is he coming in? Stays to that side. He is. So Marty's going for the two-stop. 100% Marty's going for the two-stop. Well, not 100%, but I don't think going 18 laps on hard tyres is a smart decision. Especially when you've got life left on the mediums. Primecall doing the same, so maybe got two guys going for the two-stop. Be interesting to see what tyres they come out on, if they're going to go mediums, softs. I think Marty's going softs, yeah. Is he in clear air? Not quite. Not quite. He's going to have to get past Astro. Primecall maybe going mediums. So Arfaxad is doing the two-stop as well. Oh, and he's got damage again. It's been a really, really mistake-heavy race from Arfaxad. Primecall is going for the medium stint. We have lost Rukis. I think he's actually dropped out for the rest of the season, which is why Hasseldor's getting promoted to full-time. So that is a shame for Rukis. It's been really fast, but just so many little mistakes that have cost him. Harry's holding on to this lead. Is he pulling away? He's slowly, very slowly pulling away. XNAG not been able to pull away from Hasseldor though. He managed to get through, but he's not been able to pull away at all. Currently holding on to P3. Which is a couple of positions behind his championship rival. It might be enough to tie up, although he did beat him in the sprint race, so we'll have to have a look at the standings after the race if this is how they finish. That's still getting a great run. Same got that ridiculous headwind, 9 meters per second now. That's still trying around the outside. Can't. No, not quite. Tried his best though, got close. Just clips the grass on the inside, but he can manage that fine. Tin's sticking with these guys though. We saw Tin struggle in qualifying. I think he was down in maybe 15th or 16th, but he did well in the sprint race to get a reverse grid, and he's doing well to stick with these lead group at the moment. And he set some good laps on the last couple of laps, 22.7s. That's matching what Harry's doing in the lead at the moment. So still got the pace, maybe struggling to do that consistently just because the Mazda's not really built for this track. Because that's something a lot of people don't consider. Cars can be balanced on pace, but in terms of how easy it is to hit that pace, it can vary quite significantly track to track as that door goes wide. Completely off, does that give the opportunity to Tin, who was looking for it. Basil's going to struggle on the exit, I think. Just with the dirty tyres. Tin still in the slipstream. Does he go to the inside? Mazda should be able to get this move done. Yeah, it does look it. I don't think I ever drove the track with a headwind, so I don't know exactly what it's like. But I know it isn't good. It's definitely not the best wind direction, by far. And yeah, Hasseldo's struggling on dirty tyres there. Couldn't really defend too well, especially around the outside. So his Gilles up into P5, but 14 laps on the hard tyres and they are pretty worn. So he's going to have to go a few more laps to guarantee that his mediums will make the end of the race. But Tin now back up into P4, and this is... No, he's still net P4, but they have lost the ground to X9G with that couple of off-track moments. But we see he's still got the pace. He's got better tyres than Gilles behind. Fairly similar to X9G ahead. It'll be interesting to see who's going to come in earliest. Who thinks they can go 15 laps on the mediums? Does anybody think they can go 15 laps on the mediums? Harry does not, so he's staying out for one more. Higgsy, he's staying out for one more. Next AG, Tin coming in, maybe. Looks like he's coming in, yeah. Tin, going aggressive, trying to get the undercut done. Surely going to be going on mediums to the end. There is no other reason to use hards unless you're doing the one stop. Ross stays out, I think because he has to, same situation as Gilles, as Aston is now trying to go for this move around the outside. Now his tyres are a bit cleaner. Looks like he might be able to hold this. He's ahead, but they're still side by side. He's trying to go around the outside again. Ooh, he's still there, should be able to get it here. Just dive to the inside of this little sort of carousel, I guess. Nope, still side by side, didn't manage to get the move done. She's actually coming back past. Or is he? Surely, they've been going side by side for so long now. Still going side by side. There's basically the whole lap they've been going side by side. It's great racing from these two. Gilles got the inside, but he does. He managed to get the exit on the inside. I thought Hasseldo was going to get that there. Oh, but Hasseldo has gone wide again. I might just decide to come in if I was in the Beetle now. Don't do any more time on those dirty tyres that are worn. Just get in, get them changed. No. Maybe the mediums won't go that long. And now with all that fighting, Ross has managed to bring himself into this and potentially getting past Hasseldo. And he does. Like we said, Hasseldo on dirty tyres going to have to brake a little bit earlier there. And Marty in P5, so this is... He didn't put any fuel in, so this is properly for position. And what Marty really needs is for the guys in front to pit this lap and just get out of the way. Because he's going to lose some time at the end of this lap because he's right up behind him now. But he needs to be using as much of the soft tyre as he possibly can. In free air where you can use the pace advantage. Scottie's still staying out on the hard tyres. Higgsy's still staying out on the hard tyres. Tyre wear's pretty good, so I would imagine he'd be coming in probably this lap. Ooh, Shields on a big slide. Ross and Hasseldor having a little bit of a fight. Hasseldor to the inside. Has to back out. Managed to keep it on track this time. Marty decided to pull back in. Maybe he's trying to line up an exit, or maybe he's just expecting these guys to pit, and it looks like they are doing. Which is great news for Marty. It's going to have cost him time though. 21-2 on the last lap. Yeah, cost him a second. Let's say some of that is performance from the tyre. At least half a second lost. And he might not sound like a lot, but I forgot how was the crash. Have you crashed? You're on the medium tyres. Has there been a crash? Doesn't look like there's been a crash yet. So let's see where everyone's shaken out. So Marty back into the lead. Has obviously a big lead over Harry. But Marty's going to come out on medium tyres, so they're going to be on the same compound. This was the risk of the beginning of the race. Yeah, it was very, very chaotic. I don't actually know what happened to you in it. I'm pretty sure you were... Oh yeah, it was you. You were side by side with Gilles. You just sort of got squeezed. Yeah, you were kind of right. You were right in the centre of it. I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, X90G does go wide from the curb on the harder tyres, on the hard dirty tyres, but it's kind of a racing incident, to be honest. I mean, you're trying to make it 3 wide through that corner. It's hard enough to go 2 wide, because 3 wide is going to come from so far outside across the bumpy track. You're just kind of asking for trouble. I think that'll probably go down as a racing incident, to be honest. I mean, yeah, I would have. I mean, you didn't do anything wrong. You had to try and go around X9G because, I mean, your only other option was to plough into the back of him. But then Gilles, obviously, he's maybe not expecting you to go wide to go around him, or he's not anticipated that, and he just gets hit because he's trying to go 2 wide instead of 3 wide. I think it'll just go down as a racing incident, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, I still don't think you did anything wrong, even if you forgot Gilles was there, but I don't think you did anything wrong in it. I mean, you have to react to the car. There was space for you to go to the outside of him as well. I just don't think Gilles was necessarily expecting it either. But we have got a fight. So Harry's got more fuel on board, but he's got fresher tyres. So Primeco's probably going to struggle to get this move done. Oh no, super late on the brakes. Oof, that could have ended badly. That could have ended badly. So, Marty back down into the 21s. Okay, it is 7 laps on the medium tire, on the soft tyres. So he's only got 11 laps, but he's definitely not going to come up. Try to give the position back. I'm not, yeah, I mean, fair play. I'm not sure you needed to give any positions back, but you've made good progress anyway, because I think you were down... I know you, Gilles and Scotty were 11th, 12th and 13th at one point, so you've made progress back up into 8th. So it's still a good recovery. And Gilles definitely came out of it better than you did, I think. Even though he had damage. Ooh, let's go on board with Marty, see where he comes out. He's on the mediums, but he's down in 11th, down in 12th. And you see, this is the problem. This is why I went medium, soft, and didn't do the soft stint in the middle, because he's not going to have he's not really going to have much of an advantage now on the cars around him. Yeah, the tyres are more worn, but you're talking going to have to get down to the last 5 laps for him to have a proper tyre advantage to get some of these moves done. Oh god, he almost loses it. Astro gonna get that position, maybe? Had to take a bit of an avoiding action to not go straight into the back of him. But Marty does hold on to that position. Oh, we've got yellow flags. Who's that for? We've just lost them. Somebody? Who's Hasseldor, maybe? No? Primeco. Primeco's like having a moment. Yeah, he's got damage. How did that happen? Spin on the exit on his own? Oh, he managed to get past Harry. Oh, and then just spins it on the exit. Really unlucky there for Primeco. Just get a little bit too eager on the throttle. The AMG does have ridiculously good traction, so I can understand why he's pushing it there, because it feels pretty safe to do so. But that is going to be costly, because he has still got one more pit stop to make. He will be coming back at the pack on soft tyres, but that has cost him a chunk of time. And in all this, X90G is up into P2 and a comfortable P2. Tin doing really well holding on to a podium considering where he qualified. So he's had good pace in the feature race. So maybe just that little bit of extra something in qualifying where you really got to push the car to get something out of it. Didn't quite have it, but in the races it's been consistent, if nothing else. They've managed to get in front of Higgsy, with Higgsy I think going a lap longer. Yeah, Tin came in super early for the medium tyres. I think he was the first one in to go onto the mediums. At least he was doing the one stop. So all these fights are for position now, except Prime Call has to drop down, and then Arfaxad, I think he's going for two stop as well. He's going to have to pit again, but he's already off the back of the pack. He's just going to be hoping to maybe go for the fastest lap at the end of the race on softs. Fossey, we did see a small incident for him, but obviously something else has gone wrong in this race, because he has dropped down to 14th. He was leading at one point really early on. Astro not being able to get past Marty. I wouldn't really expect him to. Marty should be able to pull away now, but he needs to get onto the back of this group. I think, where can he get to? I mean, honestly, 10th might be the limit for Marty, to be honest. Scotty, Asseldor, Jack, these are all the guys that were right at the front in the sprint race, so we might not be able to catch these guys. Jack holding on to P7, which is still a good recovery after lap 1. So 20.8 for Scotty. So Scotty taking the fastest lap of the race on the mediums. That is a good lap from Scotty, because Marty had the fastest lap with 20.9 and he was on the softs. So that can definitely get beaten on the softs when Prime Call and Arfaxad go on to them. But it'd be interesting to see if they do, because it's not a given that they will, because you only get 1 or 2 laps when the tyre wears this high to go for the fastest lap. Let's see, Giles looks like he's probably the closest to going for a move here. Prime Call's got 2 more laps left to go, I think, on these mediums before he comes in for his softs. Giles would definitely like to be ahead of him if he can. He's on the fresher tyres. Somebody's indicating. Prime Call is indicating. I don't think that's... I think he may have just turned it on by accident. It's not actually indicating anything. But yeah, this is a good recovery from pretty much everyone who was involved in that the lap 1 incident. XIG's up in 2nd, Shields is 6th, net P5. Jack's just lost out to Asseldor and he's now in net P7. Although he has got Scotty behind, who is currently on perfect points, although he's very unlikely to get perfect points in this one. But I don't think Jack's going to come under pressure from Ross without mistakes, because we've seen Ross struggle for pace around here basically the whole race. Still in P10, he's getting good points in P10 if he can hold on to it. Pyro we've also seen struggle, but he's profiting from all the chaos. Marcy's not really chunking into this gap. Well, he is actually, he just doesn't look like it. Take almost a second out of Pyro, it just doesn't look like the gap's closing down that much. And Giles has managed to get past Prime Call finally. Prime Call's surely going to be going 1 more lap and in. We saw Marty. We saw Marty manage 7 laps on the soft tyres, so he could potentially come in this lap. Tin has got the inside line to defend from Higgsy. Oh, Higgsy actually got the... maybe he's just got the run. I would expect the Mazda to be faster on the straights. Yeah, pulls back ahead. Got the inside. Higgsy has to fall back in, try and maybe go for a cut back, try and set something up through here. Somebody picked up a penalty in the background, I think. Saw that red banner. Higgsy is going to go to the inside. No. Well, we've seen Tin be super late on the brakes because I don't know if he likes it, but he's always going for this outside line there. And then inside line here to make sure there's no opportunity for anyone to get past. Still gets a good exit, although Higgs is right behind him. Not able to set up a move there. The M6 should be good through this section. We saw him get alongside. I don't know if it was a mistake, but maybe just got a ridiculous exit onto the back straight. But these guys do look like they're being closed in on by Gilles. 21.8, 21.6, basically the same laps on the last lap, but these guys have been battling, and Higgsy did not get a good exit out of that last corner. And now Gilles right onto the back of him in the slipstream. Finally, the wind has changed. Not a headwind anymore, as Prime Call does come in. Finally to go onto his soft tyres. It'll be interesting to see how close he comes out to the back of the pack. I think he's going to be a bit far off to make any progress, to be honest. Which is a shame. He had good pace. Got caught up in a couple of incidents that wrecked his race, and then one spin when he was on his own. Yeah, he's a chunky way back. Yeah, he's not going to be able to make any difference to that gap in that short amount of time. Fastest lap still an opportunity though. Harry, is he comfortable out front? Ooh, X9G's closing in, but that half-second penalty is going to even that out a little bit. The battle looks like it's going to be for P3 as long as P1 and 2 keep it clean. Tim managing to pull away a little bit. Ooh, big snap there. Didn't look like it cost him that much. Is Gio's going to get a better exit? Not really low, pretty even. And Higgsy has definitely still got a slipstream from Tin ahead. And if anything, he's closing in more to Tin than Gilles is on him. So does manage to get through on Jack and pull away. Jack's got a half-second penalty. That might bring him under the attentions of Ross if he can't pull away a little bit on this lap. How's the tyres looking? They are looking worse for Jack. I think Jack definitely came in earlier than Ross, so that might be why there's a difference there. Basically the same fuel. Ooh, someone had a slide. Don't know if that was Scotty or Ross, but Ross has lost some time. That's probably not quite enough for Jack to hold the position, but if Jack can get a good final sector, it will be. And we know the Ferrari is good. Got good traction through here. Good acceleration up the hill. This might be enough for Jack to hold P7. Let's have a look at these guys. So Higgsy's closed right back onto the back of Tin. Ooh, he's a bit wide. No, not really. Just a slightly different line. Does get a better run this lap though. Tin having to go defensive to the inside. Higgsy comes along the outside, but he's not fully ahead. Is he going to absolutely send down the brakes? He's definitely later. He's trying, but he's going to give him the outside for this corner if he's not fully ahead. And it didn't look like it was. Oh no, but he managed it though. Managed to get ahead. How's the tyres? He does have a slight tyre advantage. Not much though. Tin getting the better exit out of the corner up to the carousel. Higgsy covers off the inside, so can't get dive bombed. Tin gets a good exit though. In the slipstream. Doesn't look like he's setting up to go for the move. No, he isn't. Gets a decent exit. These three still super close together, so Tin's got to keep an eye behind him as well. Yeah, the fastest lap has gone to those soft guys on softs now, 20.2 for our backside. So Scotty's not even going to get the fastest lap points. And what has happened to Jack? surely that was a mistake somewhere. There's no way he actually lost all those. Well, actually, they've kind of closed up in that last sector a little bit. Actually, this might have been, I think I remember seeing this in the steward's room. So let's have a look at this from Scotty's POV. Or from chase cam at least. Yeah, okay, yes, Scotty just too deep on the brakes there. Is he giving the position back, or I don't think so. No, because we saw him ahead still. So yeah, I think that one's well and truly on Scotty, that one. Tried to go for the move on Ross. Unfortunately, he collected Jack in that, which is unfortunate because he had held that. He had built a big enough gap to hold that position, but now he's down in 10th. Marty up into 9th. So Marty's managed to get past Pyro, and Astro's managed to get past Pyro as well. Pyro's starting to fall off a little bit in these last few laps. Marcy, he's got really fresh tyres, and this is the time where he's going to have that tyre advantage. Try and make some progress. I guess that depends on the steward. That really is going to depend on the steward. It was a valiant effort, I'll give it that. But Higgsy's starting to build a bit of a gap. Tin coming under some pressure from Giles. Giles going to go for the move to the inside, lay on the brakes, gets it stopped though. Tin gets a better exit, and he's going to be given the inside for this next corner, which is where you want to be. Looks like he's going to be able to get this position back. And they don't want to fight too much because Asador is not that far away from these guys. Ooh, Tin goes a little bit wide. Doesn't quite open the door enough for Gilles to go through though. This is great news for Higgsy. Getting a bit of a gap to hold on to this podium. Harry and XIG, they are slightly closing up still. Although not on the last lap. Harry was actually 7/10 faster on the last lap. But probably not going to be, yeah, it's not going to be enough time for him to close that gap in. Tin, I think must have got a great exit up the hill. Pulled away a little bit from Gilles. How's the tyres looking? Almost the same now. Almost down to the same point. Shows you how much worse the tyre wear is on the GTR than on the Mazda. Because Tin, I think came in 2 laps earlier. And they've now got to the point where they're basically equal. Same with Asador. He's close onto the back of these guys. Slightly less fuel, but we have seen the Beetle be good on the fuel anyway. So 2 laps to go. Can Tin hold on to this position? Maybe not. We've really seen that outside be almost the preferred line, I would say, to get a move done into turn 1. He's worked so many times. Although Tin gets to the inside, but he's not going to be able to get fully ahead. So Shield's going to have the inside into here. Now he needs to make sure he doesn't get absolutely mugged by Asador. And he doesn't. Yeah, managed to get back. Gets a good exit. But it's hard to really set up a good move with the exit there because the racing line covers off the inside before you get to it. But Shield's having to cover off the inside there. If Tin can get a good exit, and we have seen them as they get good exits. Yeah, really well done there from Tin. I think Gilles just went too far to the inside, but Tin forcing him to defend, managed to take advantage and get the move back up into P4. And we're coming around to start the final lap now. Can Tin get a good exit? Looked pretty solid. Yeah, it might be enough to not come under pressure. At least into turn 1, and that's where he's lost the position. The last couple of laps, he's managed to get it back. Yeah, but now he doesn't have to defend. Going to be able to hold it in 4th. Higgsy, plenty clear in 3rd at the moment. Been a good race from Higgsy. Just had that one incident with Prime Call early on, which I expect probably did get reported, so his podium's not safe yet, necessarily. So there still could be a podium drive for Tin, potentially. Then we've got Shields, Arsador in P6, Scotty up into P7, Ross 8th, Marty's up into 9th, hasn't really made any more progress even though his tyres are a lot better. It's actually coming under pressure from Jack, whose tyres are almost dead. Jack being sent to the outside. Is he going to try and go all the way around outside on really worn tyres? He just about gets left enough room. Marty's now having a go at Ross. Oh, this is going to get messy. We'll have to go back and have a look at that at the end, see what happens. But Harry takes the win. Been leading for a large portion of this race. X9G in second. So the two title rivals at the front. Higgsy in third. Not 100% he's going to be third. Tin in fourth. It's a great race from Tin, considering how his qualifying went. Then we've got Giles fifth. Good recovery after lap one. Asador in sixth. Scotty in seventh. Marty does get Ross to the line. Ahead of Astro, Jack. So Jack lost out quite a bit on that last lap. Let's have a go back and catch all of that. Here we go. Okay, so Jack initially tries to go around the outside. Can't manage it. Then Marty comes back to the race and has to sort of brake to avoid collecting anybody. Still ahead of Astro though. He must go off at the last corner maybe? Does Marty just get a much better exit? Jack, doesn't look like there was any... that looked like a bit of a weird one. Does he run out of fuel? Ah, Jack runs out of fuel. That's what cost him the position. What happened in the final corner? I'm not even sure. Did Ross just get a bad exit? Yeah, Ross just got a bad exit and everybody concertinaed it up. And that bump to Marty actually helped him get into 8th position. So Jack inadvertently helping Marty there into 8th. Astro inherits that position from Jack after he ran out of fuel. Then we got Pyro in 12th. Fossey coming across in 13th. Prime Call didn't manage to get the fastest lap. Wouldn't have actually beaten Scotty's fastest lap either. Managed to set identical lap times though, which is impressive. Arvaxad does take the fastest lap. Actually got two off them, 20.2 and 20.1. Both really good laps as well. Ooh, but he's going wide. Not going to be happy with the P15. Yeah, P15. Probably not going to be too happy with that. So let's find the standings quickly because we can look at the latest ones. It's tier 3, tier 2. Okay. So X9G still holds on to the lead of the championship. 5-point lead over Mighty Mini, who comes back with a feature race win. Starting to build a little bit of gap between the top two and the rest now. Only 13 points, but they were super close. I think top 4 were separated by 13 points as we headed into this one. Then we got Tin up in 4th with almost a surprisingly good race at Sardegna, to be honest. I think qualified 15th, managed to get into the reverse grid positions, and a great feature race to get 4th. Then we've got Jack having a little bit of a struggle in the feature race, still definitely in the contention for the title. Only 25 points off. It's one feature race win with 3 rounds to go. It's not impossible. Definitely not impossible. Then we've got Asador in 6th, who is now a full-time driver, so might be doing the last 3 rounds. So he could be able to still potentially get a top 3. It's not impossible for him to get top 3 from there. Ross in 7th, which is honestly kind of impressive considering how bad the qualifying has gone in a lot of these races. Then we've got Higgsy in 8th after that podium. We'll have to see if he holds on to that one. Astro down in 9th. He's really struggled after a great start to the season, but he's just the last 3 rounds, he's struggled with the Audi. Shields actually coming on strong now. 2nd, 3rd and 5th, the last 3 results. In 10th, he'll be looking to make progress up the grid, up the championship order from there. Ferrari looked like they got closed in on by BMW. Only a 34-point lead in the championship. Still significant, but it's getting closer. Then we've got Mazda up in 3rd, and the Lambos in 4th, GTRs in 5th, and there's a bit of a gap back to the Audis in 6th. So that's how we're looking after the 5th round at Sardegna. Next race is Monza No Chicane. So I'm actually expecting the Audis to do well there based on how they did at Daytona. Mazda should be good there as well. Ferrari, not so much. And Lambo, not so much. So it'll be interesting to see if we get any surprise shake-ups in that one. But yeah, I will be back. We are back up today. I'll be back next week with that, hopefully. So I will see you guys then.